Hey Misfits, this is Anthony with a new segment we're doing. This is going to be Top 5. That's what we're going with. Top 5, right?
It is this time, yeah.
It is this time, Top 5. If you notice, we have our first ever appearance of Misfit Amanda.
Not really first.
I mean,
I
sort
was
of.
in Dungeon Designer.
That's true. That was, I guess you were in Dungeon.
Just not officially.
And we've heard you about 20 or 30
Oh yeah, I'm
times
great at
correcting him.
comments.
Yeah. I need a lot.
Keeping
of
Anthony
correcting.
in line is a full-time job.
Yeah,
It
pretty
is.
much. Yeah, that's why.
And it takes two of us.
Yeah. But it's not about me. Okay. So anyway, this is the top 5 list. So this is
about.
this is a top 5 list, guys, of things that we like to. Well, it's going to change every week, but this week it's going to be top 5 things that we'd rather be playing than making these videos. And like I said, each video is going to be on a different thing, but right now it's things that, again, that we'd like to be playing instead of doing these videos. Now, these are games that we have played before, so we know a little bit of what they're about. Not necessarily a long time. And they're not necessarily our favorite games either. They're not something that we absolutely love and can play forever. It's just something that struck our interest and we maybe played a few times and we're like, man, we really want to get these games to the table. We really want to play these games, and we're hankering to play them really, really hard because they were either fun and they're just burning. They're burning us alive right now. Like, right? With desire.
Yeah.
Burning with desire.
It's like top 5 games I'd rather be doing than doing this video.
Yeah, exactly. That's what that's
Yeah,
our-
100%. Anyone.
Anyway,
Bye.
bye. So we'll get started. We have a 5-person list. Now, these lists are secret from each of us. We wrote them down from the stuff that we have amongst ourselves. So they're all secret. So it's going to, probably not a lot of surprises, but maybe a few surprises. And then for our top one, we'll have our honorary misfit.
Misfit Finley.
Misfit Finley, and she will come out and bring us the top games. Okay? Sound good, guys? You ready to get
Stop
started?
banging the table.
We'll stop banging the table. Yes, we have our mic hidden so nicely. All right. Ready to go?
Yes.
Ready to go?
Yep.
I'll start us out. Okay. So the first game I want to bring to the table, and again, this is not necessarily even a new game, but my top game is Root. And I know there's going to be a groan. There's always a groan from Miss Amanda. But Root is one of those games that I absolutely fell in love with. I played at Dice Tower when it was out, and I absolutely love it. And I played it a handful of times, and I just love it. But it's not the easiest game to teach, and not everybody adapts to it very well. And I don't think I really taught well.
I still don't understand it.
You still, yeah.
Nah.
But I'm burning to play
I've
this
tried.
game. I'm burning to have this experience again. So if I have to hook or by crook, get people to the table to play this game with me, I will do that. It is an amazing game. There's nothing else like it really, and it's just something that I'm always craving to bring to the table, even now. And I will make it happen. I will make it happen. But it's definitely my number 5 on my list.
You said you're burning to bring it to the table?
Yes.
I think there's an ointment for that.
Yeah, I know. So why don't you go to your number 5 now, since I've probably said all I can about Root.
My number 5 is Prêt-à-Porter. It is a fun game, and I'm probably getting rolled eyes from him.
No, I love Prêt-à-Porter.
I love this game. It seems like it would be a silly thing because it's all about fashion design, but it's not like you're playing Barbies or something. It's really an economic game where you're trying to balance your income versus the designs you're trying to make for the fashion shows that you have to put on every season.
It's fashion economy.
It is.
And fashion shows.
It's a lot of fun, and they have great components,
Did you
and I
play
just
Prêt-à-Porter?
really love getting it on the table any chance I can get. So.
I will say it is a fun game. I did enjoy it. Not a game I'm burning to the table, but it was a good game. I like economics game. It's more of an economics game, really. It's a numbers game.
Mm-hmm.
Tom
I
loves
don't
fashion.
count.
Yeah.
Speaking of counting,
Speaking
it's
of-
time for your number
Speaking of
5.
the absolute opposite vibe of that, I would say, is my number 5 game that I think about playing a lot, but I don't play enough of, is Parks. It is a sublime, relaxing game that you're checking out different national parks. The artwork in it is beautiful. The pace of it is very casual pace. I just find it a very relaxing game. And I don't often find a lot of games relaxing. You get, oh, I want to win, or oh, I got to do this, or oh, I missed that dice roll. This one is just, you set up what you're doing. You're really, it's a soothing game to me. And I don't have enough soothing anything in my life. So I love to just, once in a while, I wish Dawn and I could just sit down and just have the time just to play a nice game of Parks and just chill.
Just relax. We have some games like that.
So I drink instead.
Yeah. Drink while you go to the parks.
Well, that too.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Now, it's funny. Parks is a game that I want to play, but I have yet to play it. But I know so much about it, and I've seen so many things about it. You've told me so much about it, but I have still yet to play it.
Yeah,
it's just one of those games that have never made it here
Yeah,
for some
and I
reason.
even got a great neoprene mat at PAX for it, which is just beautiful that I haven't been able to play yet. So it's like I want to just play it right
So
now.
next time we go to film, we're playing Parks. Check
Okay.
Gotcha. Well, at least over maybe over my games. We'll see. My number 4. We're gonna into my number 4 is Dinosaur World. And
How is that surprising?
that's not very surprising. I didn't
You're
say
like
all of
always
these.
about Dinosaur World.
We do
I love that
Dinosaur
game. We
Parks,
love that game.
but I'll clarify something because I'm granted, yes, I love all dinosaur games, and each one has captured my attention. Dinosaur World is honestly probably the best version of the bunch so far. First, it was Dinosaur Island because that was the first one, really. Then Dinogenics, which I still love Dinogenics because it's a pure worker placement game. Dinosaur World is such a mix of everything Jurassic Park because it not only adds the worker placement and stuff, it gets rid of kind of the mini games of the other one, but it has you actually having people drive through the park and having the park tours and everything else, and it has so many combos and little things, and you get it's like a complete package. It really is just very, very good. I know it's not a surprise. But Dinosaur World is honestly like one of those games right now that I want to get to the table more because we got it, we played it, we loved it, and it's like.
And that new Kickstarter edition was amazing.
Oh, it was so much to do in that game. So
Yeah.
not a surprise, but it's definitely if you're gonna buy one dinosaur game, I would say get Dinosaur World without a doubt. Without a doubt.
I will second that, and I'm honestly shocked it's not further up on your list.
No, you'll see. You'll see what's further. along. More or less surprises as we go along.
Mine's probably not going to be surprising at all.
All right, let's hear your number 4, lady.
My number 4 is Sagrada. Sagrada is a great light game if you're looking for an intro game to people or just fun, kind of a cool down game for the night if you've been playing for a while. I love playing with color, and this is all about getting the right color dice and the right numbers to make a complete pattern for your stained glass window, which are all based off of the wonderful Italian and multiple culture stained glass windows that they have through all the cathedrals. But it is fun. It is more challenging than you think it's going to be, but I find it to be very relaxing to me. And
I think that's your Parks.
that's probably
your
my
Parks.
Parks. Because,
Did
but I
you
gotta
play
watch him
Sagrada?
because he never
I played
gets
it
the
once.
rules right.
Yeah. Sagrada's like, you're absolutely right. Sagrada's like so chill, even for me.
Yeah,
It's like
it definitely was that. Like
it's
it
such a
was,
chill
It's
it
a very
was just
chill game.
yeah.
You're gonna roll the dice and put it so pretty, and you play with the little
And
dice.
it doesn't go
it's
on
like,
forever. You have 10 rounds.
Yeah.
Done. So,
Absolutely perfect. Yeah, perfect. I'm actually surprised that is not higher on your list. We could play Sagrada like any time.
I know.
All right, so I'm gonna get on to 3 now, I guess.
No, he has to do his 4.
What? You get a 4? Get
He
out
gets
of
a
here.
4.
I get a 4.
Okay, fine.
And this is a game at number 4. It's the opposite of Parks as far as complexity, like with and time and everything. But
Can't pay
Oh, I
for
think
North
I know what this
Africa.
is going to
Can't
be.
pay for North Africa.
no, not that one. My God. It's a big favorite of mine, and even little things about. I'm in a discussion board online about this.
Oh boy.
With people making factions for this, which
Oh boy.
it's Star Trek
I know.
Ascendancy.
Yeah, I knew it was coming.
And it's just I don't play it enough because I can't. I can play it by myself against the board, but I don't really find that fun.
Honestly, I'm surprised it's not on my list. I love that game.
Yeah, that
And
was just something that it
I've only gotten to play once, but it was a lot of fun.
It was a lot of
I loved
fun.
you and your
playing them.
federation.
Yeah, it was absolutely. Yeah, it was. Yeah, that's a game that should be on our list. Honestly, that's such a good game, but I didn't even think about
Well,
it.
it lives in my house, so I'm sure
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
not in your awareness. I even was happy that I came up with the storage solution to get everything in the box of all the factions I have, and everything fit perfectly. Now there's 2 more factions coming out, and I'm screwed.
And what is so? Why don't you give them a blurb? So it's basically we're just building our space empire.
If you haven't heard about Star Trek Ascendancy, you have each person is a faction in Star Trek, and you're exploring the galaxy, and you're basically trying to make your faction the best, the highest in ascendancy level.
It's like,
And you can get that different
Twilight.
ways.
It's like Twilight Imperium light, almost kind of, right? Wouldn't you say?
Well, I've never played Twilight Imperium,
Well,
but it's the systems are very are very interesting. And what I love about the systems is like when you explore, you find a star system, and then you can move it wherever you want on the board, and then you can link it to other things, or you can try to stay away. Like, oh, here come the Borg. I'm gonna explore over here for a little while, or you can try to become allied with somebody, because if somebody else is getting out of hand, you want to try to help the other factions, because you got to keep them in a corner, and then you got the Borg coming at you, and I still haven't played 2 of the factions that I want to play. I got the Andorians and the Vulcans, and I haven't been able to touch them yet.
So we're all gonna be playing these games like after this.
Yeah, we need more time in our lives.
I know.
All right, now I go on to my 3.
Yes.
But you had me on Star Trek, man. I was like, no, I don't want to play Star Trek, dang it all. All right, so 3 maybe a surprise, maybe not to you guys, but number 3 is Now or Never. Now or Never. Are you surprised? Any shocks here?
A little bit. Not. We haven't really had a chance to play it that much, so
that's part of this. He really wants to jump into it again.
So and I would kind of agree with that, actually.
Now or Never. So, and did we put out a video for Now or Never yet? We did one.
We did an unboxing.
The unboxing of it. So Now or Never, we played one game after we did the unboxing, and it was one of those games that the mechanics are extremely sound. It is a very well crafted game. But the funny thing is about the game is that it's designed to be a game that's tells a story, and each of your characters has their own story. So whenever you go to different areas, you tell this story, and you get to make these choices as your character, which is super cool. The game itself is a little, like, just playing without that story aspect is a little dry. It's a straight numbers game, and it's fun, but it's like oh, you're like, it gave you that taste. But it's like, damn, I want to play this story game now. I want to know where my robot cat is going here and what he encounters and stuff. So it's like, it is a good game, but it's like, you really made me just yearn to play the actual like story part of the game.
We only played the introductory one. Because it was like we were just trying to learn how to play it, and then I got to a point where I'm like, I don't have any idea why I'm doing it or why I'm doing it. I know how to do it. I just don't know why I'm doing it or what I'm supposed to be doing.
And that's the thing. The story game gives you that motivation. There's 2 versions of the game, and the base version of the game is just a flat board game. You just play, and you're just basically number crunching stuff, kind of doing these adventures. But it's a dudes on a map game, and you're just crunching numbers because the upgrades are very light. For the story, it's like a whole another ball game. And so after we played it, I'm like, oh, cool, let's play. But then we need we need 4 people or 3 to 4 people, and it hasn't happened.
And we need more time.
We need more time. So there's my 3rd.
Time is the enemy, and
it really is.
Yeah, it is. Yes.
My 3rd is one I will get to the table as often as I can, and he and I play it all the time. It's Surburbia.
Oh yeah, Surburbia. Oh hell yeah.
You get these little hexagons, and you create your town. You have your own goals that you're trying to reach, and then there are goals that are publicly known that you can try to beat each other out on. And depending on the tiles that you use, the goals that are out, it's different every time you play. You can have the mountain and train expansion. You can do the star version. We have the, what was it, the Kickstarter exclusive?
Yeah, we got the big box. We got the big box of Suburbia where they redid all the art and everything.
And I mean, it's got all kinds of tiles in there, and a business expansion, and a night expansion, which has like a haunted house, which is way up my alley.
Yeah, night.
And a casino and a werewolf lair. It's so much fun.
It's one of those games.
The randomity, but I love creating my town.
Yeah, I don't think you played Suburbia at all, have you?
No.
We definitely have the. If you like Luna Capital, you will like Suburbia. It's just
more than happy to give it a try. It's never quite hit the table.
Suburbia is one of those games that was a huge hit, and it's so old now. Though it came out like so long ago, you don't really hear about it much anymore. But they put out an edition, was like the complete edition, and it had redone art and everything. But
huge
it's just such a solid.
I always saw it on the top shelf of your shelf.
Yeah, it's on our favorites
it
now.
It's such a good game, and every time we play it, it's just like, this is great. Let's play another one. And it's like you can play it a million times and not get really tired of it. So yeah, we got to sit you down and bust it out one of these times.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a date. What number are we on now?
Yeah.
More time.
Obviously the one you didn't name last time.
Okay. I've been listening to you guys. Okay, my number 3 game that I want to play again and again, it's just because I really enjoy this game, and it's got so much to it. I want to play Clank Legacy.
Yes.
I so want to play.
I'm actually surprised you said that, because you were just talking about how like you played it but or not, like, but so now you're yearning for it.
No, I want to play it again, but the hard part is that I finished mine. so there's no new surprises. But your game, like,
I haven't finished.
Wait,
You're
so you want to
halfway
play?
through.
So you want to play our Clank Legacy? Is
Yes.
what you're saying? Oh, okay. You don't want to play your
I mean,
completely
I
Clank
almost,
Legacy.
want to buy a
Ours.
second set and start over again.
Make different decisions.
Make different decisions, because like we got your map out the other day and I'm like, oh well, that's just so different than, you know, and I didn't realize how different it would be.
I honestly-
thought it would
I-
almost be exactly the same at the end, but our boards are going to be completely different on parts of it.
See,
Yeah.
from what I heard, there was like I remember seeing other stuff on other YouTube channels, and when they talked about it, like, oh, there really isn't any huge difference except one major choice. But if you're telling me it's right, that's
Well,
super cool.
the locations of some of the stuff you have latitude on, or it branches off certain areas depending on where you are and what you find and what you roll. And so you've obviously found things in different orders than I have. So things that are on the bottom part of my map are in the top part of your map. And
That's really
those
cool.
particular, and I don't want to spoil anything for you, but it's one of those legacy games where you build on the things, and the way your game plays out also, you end up with the same things on your board, but where they are is very different.
That's
and
cool.
how you would get around to get to certain ones. Like on your board, you have a really good place closer and more accessible than I do.
Oh,
So
okay.
it's
That's cool.
it would play
Yeah.
very differently on both of them.
Oh, okay.
Just the way it played out. That-
Did you explain Clank for the audience or whatever, for those that haven't? I guess maybe
Well,
it's common enough everybody knows it.
I think everybody should know or be familiar with Clank, because they have the original version and they have the space version, and they've both been wildly popular. This one is the Acquisitions Incorporated version, and I've been a fanboy of Acquisitions Incorporated since I saw them at the first PAX.
Yeah,
that they
oh,
did
yeah.
it. So
Yeah, we're huge PAX
So it's
people.
I've been a big fan of that, and being able to bring the humor of that in it too. That just
It's-
that brought it to the next level.
it's really the
that's
only
on
deck
so many
building-
people's top 5 game list, like legacies. It's often number 1, number 2.
Well, they
for
did.
most
They
people,
did such
legacy.
a good job. With
It
that.
was well,
but it's
well
also
done.
really the only deck building dudes on a map game. Really, there's not too many deck building.
Well,
slash
deck
dudes on
building
a map
/
game.
exploration. They've gotten a lot of good deck building, which I got a couple other.
Yeah, no.
I got a couple other on my
But
list
that's
that
the
are good
genre. That's the
builders,
genre
but-
mix that hasn't
yeah.
really been explored. Although they're starting to explore it a little bit.
Yeah.
But you don't. They have that cross thing that's been around for a long time, and no one's even really minded a whole lot.
And it's funny. It's just a fun.
It
just
is.
funny.
It's
It's
got
just-
great humor.
It's
to
just
it.
hilarious. Yeah.
Okay, so that's 3.
That's 3.
That's
So we're
3.
on to. We're on. Is
down
mine
to
2?
2.
Oh my,
Two.
oh my goodness.
Two next.
Okay. All right. This is absolutely going to be no surprise to anybody. I know it now. And I keep saying I want to play this every time something comes up. But my second pick is the in Kickstarter version, whatever, of Nemesis Lockdown.
That is such a good game.
Hard. I know.
I
hide your
can't
surprise.
argue this is a game.
Yeah.
That is such a good game.
And for the record, people, since we're recording this, I'm the only one who's won
This is true.
that game.
It was all of us together. We all won. We all survived. Remember, we all won.
It's an all win.
We were-
But,
part of it.
but
because
my
of
win
him.
condition.
His win condition is what got it for us.
Well, yes. I mean, but we all did win together. I don't think anybody died in that one. I think everybody came out alive, if I recall.
Well, it was helpful that my win condition was literally if we live, I win. If we die, I win.
Okay.
So
Something like
it was.
that, yeah.
It was. I was pretty good, but it was just.
yeah.
But that was the only time we've ever beaten the aliens, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I want to say I think yes. We came
in
close a couple of times.
lockdown.
That is
I will-
a tough
The
game.
I
original
will-
Nemesis is a little different, but lockdown is.
Yeah, and you didn't beat Lockdown. You
No, I
beat
didn't beat
Nemesis.
I haven't played Lockdown.
And it will clarify for the people who don't know Nemesis or don't have Nemesis Lockdown. But Nemesis Lockdown is an Aliens-esque type game where you basically wake up from a cryosleep, or in this case, in a prison or experimental place on Mars, and aliens will run around murdering you.
Some type of alien. It's
Some
not
type of
all
creature.
the xenomorph alien,
Yeah.
but like some of them are like the pitch black alien.
Yeah,
some of
they
them
have
are
different
psychic
kinds of aliens, and you can actually
some
swap
of
them out.
Yeah.
But your thing is you have all these things you need to do to kind of be able to escape alive. And in this version, actually, it's set a little bit differently, a little bit of different areas and tone. But the big things is they give you more to do. There's more ways to escape, alternative routes, and things like that. So it adds a little bit more to the mix. But I think it's super. I mean, it's super awesome the fact that they kind of just gave you all these different ways to do things that they didn't have in the original. The original could get a little linear because you had your thing where you're like, okay, there's a ship going the right way. Okay, are the engines fixed? Okay, now we just need to live. and get off and either
And that was
escape
still
pod.
super hard.
And that was still super hard. But the thing is, by adding these alternatives, they did make some of it easier, but then they also added other things that made it a little harder. Other things to check in on, but also different ways to escape. And we got to play it once or twice, and it was really cool because like Joey took like one of the easy routes to escape. One of the things was like you're going in a chute, like a cargo chute. But if this thing flips over and it doesn't launch your chute, you get ejected from the chute. And like he was
dying on the surface of Mars.
Yeah,
he was winning, and
he was winning. He did everything right,
and then his pod blew up.
Yeah. It was like these little things, and then like somebody else, I forget. I can't remember if they tried to get the rover or something else, but it was like
I was trying to get to the rover, and I was like 2 steps away.
Yeah.
Got killed by
it. But it was just cool because it just made it more cinematic. It wasn't everybody's okay running for the pods of this. We're all running different ways. Like I'm gonna go here, go here. One way you can do is lock yourself.
The atmosphere on that is great.
Oh yeah,
Nemesis solid.
Just such a good game, and Nemesis Lockdown is just a lot of fun. Definitely. Even if you don't get the Kickstarter, try to get a copy. That game is amazing, and honestly, I'd recommend it possibly over the first one. Although I will say the first one is still amazing and excellent, and
it's solid too.
Yeah,
they both have the same place in my heart.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I just think of it all as Nemesis.
Yeah, we're gonna see if we can survive the second one now and get us to victory on that one.
Yeah. Well, I guess I'm a lucky charm.
Yeah, and the challenge is still out to Trey Parker. If you ever want to play Nemesis with us, sure, come on out, right? Yeah, you think he'll pick up on it? Trey Parker challenge.
I don't think he's listening.
Hashtag
and if he is listening, I would love to go to Casa Bonita.
Yeah, I know, right?
Send tickets his way.
Hashtag Trey Parker. Come on, we'll play with you. We'll make it fun. He said he didn't like it on Dice Tower, but we could make it fun. All right, we can totally make it fun.
We can make anything fun.
That is true. That is very true. So, all right. Well,
especially with the right amount of whipped cream.
Oh, yeah, you're not wrong. Thank you for that.
I think I broke Amanda.
I think you broke Amanda. All right, go on to number 2.
Isn't that your usual challenge? Is just to break me, and it's not that.
When I was doing it, but now I was doing it on camera, so there's a difference.
There is that. My number 2 is actually going to come as no surprise to anybody at this table. Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah.
I kept that off the list just because
you knew it was going to be me.
Well, then it would be on my top 5 games of all time.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't know if it'd be 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Because that is...
Yeah.
That is when I always will, if somebody says that, I'm like, yes, let's go. And I love to play it. It has such versatility because you can play as one of the survivors, you can play as a Cylon, you can be a secret Cylon, you can be a traitor, you can be a mutineer.
And we've never played it with all the expansions.
Yeah, no,
we're never going to get
And we've had this game forever, and I know it's out of print now.
Oh, but if you got an extra copy.
Yeah. Oh, man. Yeah. But we actually were lucky enough, thanks to Tom. This was back.
You're gonna make people bug us because we have all the expansions.
We have all expansions.
That's like I don't even know how much worth those games are now because they're so out of print.
I don't want to say.
Yeah, no. To be fair, they did kind of redo it in that new game. They did that. What is it?
It's the Cthulhu one.
The Cthulhu one. They basically reprinted it, but put a Cthulhu theme on.
Is free.
But screw that because Cylons are way freaking
NBC,
cooler.
you need to license this game again. You're leaving lots of money on the table. There's a lot of people out there in YouTube land who would kill for a copy of Galactica.
Oh yeah, and it is so much fun to play.
If you are somebody who can make copies of the game, pirated copies of the game,
no, stop. We don't.
I'll put your link down here.
He's desperate for. They're here. The
I know they're here.
They live here.
Not my home.
Yeah.
You can borrow them. They can spend the night.
I know, but I can't play by myself.
That's not what the Cylons say.
Yeah. That's all we need is like 5 Toms running around or whatever playing with each other because that's probably all they do.
But I am a bad player at this game, and
you have a tell.
I do have a tell.
Yeah.
I have a bad tell when I'm a Cylon, when I'm a bad guy. I tend to bake for everybody.
Yeah, it's amazing, and so you can't even if you die.
You're supposed to be a secret traitor, but I usually feel bad about doing bad things to people, and I like revel in it in the moment, and then I go bake to apologize.
Yes.
Yeah, so when the oven's on, we always know.
Yeah, she's like goes over. And
I've gotten better at it.
I'm like, is the oven on? Be the oven on, and she'll be like, and I'll be like,
brownies?
Oh crap! And by that
You're
point,
like Finley's making cookies.
That point, she's hitting the button. Yeah. At that point, you've already snuck over to the nukes and putting it at the ship, and you're like, enjoy your cookies. Beep.
You're all dead. Have something.
Yeah, it's like.
And then I always go back to my favorite game was when
oh my god,
when Nick made the Cylon deck and added like 4 extra Cylons. Cylons.
Misfit Nick. Oh my god.
So we're all playing the game and we're all like, how many of us are Cylons? Because we're all screwing each other the whole game.
Yeah.
Tom 3 and I were the only humans, and there's what, 6 of us playing? 6 or
Yeah.
7?
6 or 7, yeah.
There's 7
The rest of
players.
us
And we
were
let him
Cylons.
make the loyalty deck.
Like, it was a ship of
and he
Cylons.
decided to screw with all of us, and it was a ship of all Cylons and 2 humans. It's
Yeah.
supposed to be the other way around.
And it's
Best
funny,
game ever,
yeah,
because some
And
of us
he didn't
kind of
say
thought
anything.
we were Cylons, and we were like, okay, I screwed us over, and you screwed us over, and you
know what
screwed
would
us
be
over,
even
and you
funnier?
screwed us over.
What even funnier
Wait a
is that he
second.
just made it all Cylons. Just
Yeah.
that would have been even funnier.
Oops, all Cylons
Oops, all
edition.
Cylons edition. Yeah, that
And
would
he
have been
didn't
funnier.
say a word
That
for
would've
2
been hilarious.
hours.
Yeah, we
He
played
starts
way too long.
laughing
Yeah,
Yeah, oh god, yeah. We played that way too long, but he was having way too much fun. He just started laughing. We're like, no.
He never ever gets to make
No.
the
And like
loyalty
you
deck
stormed off.
again.
Yeah, I was
You
so
stormed
mad.
off.
Oh, I
so
was mad too.
You
I
were
was
mad,
so
and I was
mad.
just laughing incoherently
Oh my
for
God.
Afterwards,
hours.
it was funny. In the
God.
moment when you spent
God.
2.5 hours playing this game and you find out someone screwed up the setup, it was very
Yeah.
infuriating.
That one's for you, Nick. If you're watching this,
Yeah.
there you go.
I
There
thought
it
it was
is.
funny
We love
right
you, Nick.
off.
There's-
I
there
thought
it is.
it was funny when I first started
Oh, I think
thinking
it's hysterical
that there
now.
was more than the right amount of silence
Yeah, yeah.
in it,
Oh, yeah.
and then I'm like, once I found out, it's like, what? We're all silent. I'm just laughing.
And Tom and I were like, what?
That will live forever in Game Night Infamy. That was
That was one of the
amazing.
best.
We knew we could trust each other, but we're like,
Oh god. Oh god.
wait a minute, they can't all be.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
they are.
Yeah, and then
We could go on for another
yeah, we could.
hour and a
Yeah.
half.
We could.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We
let's
love
go, let's go
Battlestar.
to your number 2.
Let's go to
before
my
we
number 2.
Let's go to number 2.
Okay, here's a game we've, I think, played once, but I immediately loved it.
I think I know.
And I've got an expansion for it that we've
Yeah.
never touched.
Yeah.
Dune Imperium.
Oh, yes.
Oh yeah. Actually, I was.
That the
I was thinking of
mechanics
another
on
game, but
that
that
when we
game-
played it,
yeah.
it was like a very sublime, well crafted
was.
mechanics. It was worker placement. You've got just so much influences of other kinds. It was just fused together so wonderfully.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then now Rise of X came out, and we haven't even busted that open. But
I'm
it's
anxious
like a whole
to do it. Yeah.
The only thing it
More
really
time.
what keeps it's not just time, but what keeps us from playing that game is it's a solid 4. And in our situation, we end up with 5, 6 most
yeah.
game nights.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of games that are solid 4 games.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And I wish more games would come out and be up to 6. Up to 8, maybe.
That plays a
But
part in my number
yeah.
one.
That's a
choice,
game
too.
that we never play because we're always at 5
Yeah.
and we can't pull it out.
We're always at
Yeah.
5 or 6.
Yeah.
Or 7.
Yeah.
I will say that almost would have made my list. It would do it. It's one of the games again with the crossing of genres, but it's one of those games that is a deck builder / something else, and there's a deck builder / worker placement game,
Yeah.
which I freaking love.
But
and
it's
I
got the
love Dune.
theme down.
Oh, it has a theme
Oh,
down
yeah, it
perfect.
does.
The only problem I had
Absolutely.
with it was that I hated the fact that you got random, like the random cards you pulled had some of them had victory points and most of them didn't. So it was like you win by a couple of victory points and it was, oh yeah, I got it off of those cards, and it like.
We heard that,
That was
constantly
because
after the game when he lost.
I got them all.
Did not like it. Hard
It
to
was
form a
just
strategy.
random cards.
Shush,
random.
shush. Is a sticking point for me. But aside from that, the game was absolutely awesome.
Oh, it was locked down. I can't wait to see what Ix does too.
I will,
Oh, yeah.
and even with that, I can't wait to play that again. It is a really really cool game, and
But
I love
just
it.
having 4. That's
Hard
the same
4
reason
is-
you're not done with Clank.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
no. Hard
that's the
4
same
is
reason our Clank
the
is
worst
the same
bane.
reason we
Yeah.
haven't gotten a whole lot.
So it's piece of advice: if you have 4 people you play games with, don't get any more friends. Just don't.
That works.
Just don't, because
Or
you will
just
not.
don't invite
Either
any
that
more
or game
over.
designers, please think about 6 players.
Please.
Some games just don't work for 6. Like you could put technically any game
could.
for 6, and it just doesn't work.
They could. There's a lot of them that are for that. You can't tell me they couldn't come up with a couple more factions for Dune. Like when they first announced Ix as an expansion, I thought it was going to add 2 players.
Which would have been great.
Yeah.
I'm not
But
sure the gameplay would
sometimes you
allow it.
can't add the extra players because
I know
then, like
some you
with
can.
Battlestar, it takes too long to get through other
I
people's
do
cards.
understand that, but the difference between a 4 and a 6 isn't going to kill you.
Yeah.
We can we wax about that all day long.
That's going to
but
be
it's-
another topic of
Yeah,
discussion.
that'll be another topic of discussion on another video. So I think we're down to our ones, right?
We're down to
I think
our
we are.
ones.
We're gonna be down to
need our
one.
friendly
Have
assistant
Misfit
Finley.
Can you please go to? Don't cross in front of the camera. Go to, or should we have her cross in front of the camera?
She can go around that way.
Well, she can't go that way really.
You can't go that way because of all the stuff over there. So go around.
She's gonna have to cross.
Well, mine's in Joey's room. Well, mine's in Joey's room.
Yours is in Joey's room?
Mine's in Joey's room. I wasn't bright. I put in Joey's room.
I told you to put it in the microwave oven.
Okay, I didn't think about that. I put it in Joey's room. Cross the front. Go ahead and get it.
Yeah, wave as you go by, Finley.
So my number one game.
Hold on, she's gonna.
I'm not gonna tell it. I'm not gonna tell. I'm just gonna caveat
Should
saying
we close our eyes?
this has everything to do with what we were talking about.
Okay.
This has everything to do with what we were just talking about. So you already know kind of at least the range
Should we
we're going
close
for.
our eyes or something?
I mean, you can.
No, just have Finley bring it in
I don't
front of
think
the
it really
camera and hand
matters.
it
It's
to
not
you.
like a.
I'm not
birthday
gonna
present.
look. She'll just bring it over here and hand it to you.
Okay.
It's not gonna be a surprise. I don't think it's gonna be any surprise.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is only a 4-player? I thought they added.
It's a hard 4.
It's a hard
It's a hard
again.
4.
I
It's
thought
a
when they added the
hard
expansion that you got a
4.
5th, but
No, you did not. And I thought they did too, and that's what killed me. So guys, if you haven't gotten this game,
Yeah.
it's super hot. And it's hot for a reason. And I actually, it was actually a toss up. I was thinking of a Nemesis and this and that. But honestly, the reason I chose this one is because it's more accessible. It's shorter gameplay time. You can just sit it up and play and go. So if you guys haven't played it, Lost Ruins of Arnak is a deck builder / worker placement game. Another one of those couple of games that have come out like Dune. However, this game is I feel is the full deal. This game is just dripping with theme. The mechanics are so solid, very sublime mechanics in it, from the deck building to buying the things and getting the treasure to all the different avenues you can take to get points, to exploring the temple and going to the different locations, getting everything you need to deck build is just perfect. This game is just perfect. I actually didn't know about this game until the expansion came out for it, which I found at PAX U, which was the best thing ever. If you haven't seen our PAX U videos, we have a little thing I do interview with them about the expansion there. But I didn't find it.
And we've done another.
Oh, we did. Yeah, we did a spotlight on it. Yeah. So I got the expansion. So the only complaint I would have is that all your explorer guys that you have are all generic. They're all the same. They don't have any abilities. Well, the expansion gives you completely different explorers with even more mechanics for each different explorer. They have one has an eagle that travels around a board and gets you stuff. Another one has. Yeah, so it basically takes the deck builder aspect, which is plain Jane vanilla for everybody, and it's like an eagle, and basically makes it so that everybody has their own unique commander / deck, whatever that they play with. Absolutely great game. I cannot wait to get to the table. I keep dying to play this game, but again, we come into the hard 4 argument. It's a hard 4, no ifs, ands, buts about it.
Yep.
And that's hard to get. But if we do have 4, it's we're gonna have to throw down because it's gonna either be Clank this or Nemesis. Because anytime there's 4 people, there's a whole bunch of games.
Nemesis only 4?
Yeah.
It's a hard 4?
Actually, I'm gonna double check. I think it is a 5. It might be a 5.
Okay.
It might be 5. So I could be wrong. I gotta double check though. I'm not sure.
Okay.
We'll check after the video.
doesn't matter.
We'll put it.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lost Ruins of Arnak is my number 1 choice. I freaking want to play this game right. In fact, let's just stop the video and play Lost Ruins of Arnak right now. Okay, I want to play this game right now.
That is a lot of fun.
It is super fun. And Tom doesn't even know how
It's
fun
a
it
solid
is.
first
But if you
choice.
like
I
Dune,
would
you
give
will
that.
absolutely love this game. Absolutely love it.
Yeah, I'm happy to try.
Misfit Finley, we need you again for our next number 1 pick.
Would you please get my number 1 pick out of the oven?
You could talk. The oven. No. Where are you going?
Oven.
Oven's
The
that
oven's
way.
in the
That
kitchen.
way. In the
Oven's that
kitchen.
way.
It's in the kitchen. It's in the oven.
No, don't just. You're fine.
You won't
fine.
be.
You're not
they
gonna be
won't see
seen.
you
We'll
much.
edit you out. We'll put a troll or something in your place. We'll
Not
CGI
a
it.
troll.
Well, I mean, if you're gonna CGI something in it, you might as well.
I'm
put a
not
troll.
CGIing anything.
I'm not fully dressed.
Doesn't matter.
That's
You're
okay.
fine. You're fine.
You don't have to
You're
get in
fine.
the shot. You can just hand it.
There you go.
All right.
Oh
This will
well,
come as zero
I'm
surprise.
actually a little surprised.
Really?
I mean, yes and no, because we do love this game. But we've played it so much. I figured you were
No, because
hankering
we
to play.
still haven't played all of it yet. We have
I've
had
never
this
seen
game.
that game.
Yes, you have.
Yes, you have.
No, I mean not that version.
Oh, yeah. we
Oh,
have
this
all
is
the
a new
versions.
box because we've actually had this for such a long time. I don't know if these have these cards.
Well,
here.
tell them what's it about first.
Yeah, we haven't
before
even
you-
said the title
We haven't said the
of it,
title
right?
yet. You gotta
So-
say the title, lady.
Marvel Legendary is my first choice pick, and I don't know if you can see the difference in the color of the cards. The yellowed ones are the ones we originally had. We've had this game forever. It was one of the first
Yeah,
deck
I've had it
builders
forever.
we got.
That's one of the first games I think that you tried to get me to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't one of the first games we got. The first game we got, believe it or not, was Resident Evil, the deck building game. Which
Yes.
we're still playing. Like,
And we still have all the
I've never
expansions
played
for
that
that
one.
one.
it's actually really good.
Of course, I've never Resident Evil'd anything, so I don't know what it
It's
promises.
you wouldn't.
But that was one of the games. That and the DC deck builder.
Yes.
Yes.
When I first met you guys and started coming over.
Yes.
Wow.
We started
Jeez.
playing
This
those,
is going back.
and both of those games are games that I said I completely understand and know how to play. I have no
No idea.
freaking idea how to win because I have no freaking idea what I'm doing. But it's like, oh, it's my turn. Ba-da-da, by this. Okay, it's your turn.
Okay.
I'm a seat filler when I play that game.
I know, but you
Well-
should at least try it one more time, maybe because we could do the Scarlet Witch thing, you know, we could do the Doctor Strange thing with the movie.
See,
and
that's
everything.
what I love
Everybody-
about it.
Yeah.
Is we have most of the expansions for this. You have hundreds of different scenarios. This is actually just box one, and we've condensed it a lot. We have 4 boxes that are filled. I actually picked up the lighter one.
I like how she's tuning her organizational skills in this video, like more than the game.
I think in her spare
I'm
time,
not. But you have
in her spare time of not being able to play this game with others, she sorts it.
Yes, yeah.
I understand.
Yeah.
That's what I did
So
with Star Trek.
She's gonna start talking about organization. But this is a
don't-
great
You
organization.
don't know how many
video.
days my Star Trek organization system took, and I got so much satisfaction with just being able to organize the game.
we have 4 boxes that are just full of cards like this, where it's
We have a lot.
just
We have a lot.
divided, and it's I have a stack of scenarios like this. I'm not kidding.
I think the point you're trying to make is that it's so customized. Well,
I would like to be able to make my own damn
okay.
point.
Okay. All right. You make your point. You make your point, lady.
Stop talking
All
over
right.
me.
Go ahead.
Anyway,
It's not always about you.
It is always about me. I told you
Anyway.
about Arnak.
it is so variable. It is different every single time you play it because there's different scenarios. There's hundreds of different heroes you can play, hundreds of different villains you can play, probably about 20 to 30 different masterminds you can have out. And everything interacts differently, so you're never going to have the same game twice. And it's very easy to teach. It's very easy to learn.
We haven't seen
And it
everything.
is a lot of fun. It is really a lot of fun. And sometimes there are scenarios that we just can't beat. And
We haven't even seen all the scenarios.
no, we haven't.
We haven't done all that.
And
We have hardly even
had
gotten-
this game for what, a good decade now since it came out.
yeah.
More than a decade.
And it is still one of my favorites because I love to get it to the table and try different builds, try different scenarios. You know, Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness just came out, so I've been really dying to get a Scarlet Witch Doctor Strange thing going with this and see how that would work.
Where they end happily ever after, right?
Probably not.
Spoiler alert.
But it's so much fun, and I really love it. So
Awesome.
that's my top game.
I can't argue with that. I really can't. I will always play Legendary, like, no matter what. Like, you could say Legendary, I'd be like, down, go,
Yep.
let's go. Throw everything else aside.
All right, Tom.
My number one
Your number one.
is in the top right pantry.
I do love Legendary. So, it's a deck building game.
Yes,
100% deck building game.
100%
The best, honestly, the best deck building game.
Yeah, I agree.
The best. Heads and
I
shoulders.
was torn between Resident Evil, DC, or this, but this one is such versatility to it. Absolutely love
We
it.
should do a video just talking about deck building games and the differences and what the best one is, and this will win every time. Every freaking time.
Yeah, I think
I'm
next
not-
time we're going to consolidate, maybe do a top 10 list, and
Maybe. I don't know. I kind of like this format. This is kind of nice.
we'll figure it
Yeah,
out. We're still figuring
leave
this
some
out.
comments if you like this format, guys. Don't forget, leave us comments. We always love comments, and we want to hear things about it.
Here's my number one.
Here comes the number one for Tom. I'm surprised, but also not
Oh,
surprised.
precious.
I liked that
I
game,
mean,
actually. It was really
Oh,
cool.
precious.
You just got that, though.
I
We
know.
haven't played it that much.
We've played this once.
we played it once.
We played it once, and I fell in love with the thing, and it's everything I ever wanted in a game.
Just funny because I've been telling you about it for like I don't know how long.
Yeah, but you tell me a lot of things.
That's true. You don't listen.
Well, I ended up first seeing it at PAX and we were hoping to get an evaluation copy, and we were working very hard to beg and plead, and they sent us a copy, and we got it here and opened it up for an unboxing, which was one of our other videos. Look wherever direction, and so we played it, and it got to a point where I knew that it might break our friendship up if I didn't get a second copy of this game, because
I was gonna go murder you in your sleep.
it was gonna be somebody was gonna end up dead, and somebody that was
I was following that game for so long. I don't know why I didn't buy a copy.
Yeah.
And then
you didn't kickstart it.
I didn't kickstart it, even though I should have. And then I went to the convention, and I was like...
And he ran out of copies in 10 seconds.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, I got to get a copy of this. And I kept going. And you were on, why keep going over there and talking to those guys or whatever? And I'm like, because this game's amazing. And we finally got a copy in. And you've been, this game's amazing. And I'm like, God damn it, Tom. Yes, that's what I've been saying this whole time. But go ahead and tell them.
Yeah, I immediately loved it. It's got the deck building elements, but everything I ever wanted to be in life when I grew up was a space privateer, and that's exactly what you are in this. You're like a space pirate. We never got that. We never got that future where we got to go to space.
No,
explore the world.
No, never happened.
That was supposed to happen 20
I wanted to be Han Solo. I wanted to be Mal Reynolds. In this game, you kind of are. You're a privateer. You're trying to get your reputation up between all the other privateers, so you become the boss privateer or the king of all the Moonrakers.
Bestest privateer.
Yeah, Oh, you're the king of all the Moonrakers, if you will.
I mean, yeah.
So, but we brought it to the table and we played it, and it had simple, elegant rules, and it was very.
What are you doing? Why do you keep walking around behind us? Sorry.
Once you get her started on camera.
Go. Shoot. Go. You do another Pokemon video later.
Yeah, we'll get you another Pokemon deck and get you to crack it open for us.
So, I will say the one thing about that I found interesting, which I was always interested about, and that it's a deck builder something. Mm-hmm. So this one's a deck builder, but also an upgrade game because you upgrade your stuff.
Yeah.
But also the weird thing that I really didn't take into consideration is negotiation. It's like a negotiation game. It's like Monopoly.
You can't do most of the things without help.
Like they force you to negotiate. It isn't like
because you only can build your deck up so far. So there's things that you do where it says, okay, well, you're going to need a couple more, cards that let you draw or cards that give you more energy.
Yeah.
You're going to need a couple more reactors. You only have 4.
Yeah.
So if you need 6, you need a friend, and that's part of the thing. And they're adding 4 new expansions. They're going to
July is a big box with 4 new expansions.
Big box with big expansions, and some of that too. They add a little more elements to where you want to help. It encourages you to help other people.
Yeah.
Like you even get to a point where you owe somebody a favor, and they can absolutely call it in.
That would be super cool. The only thing I could say is the negotiation can get ugly sometimes.
Oh yeah.
Yes, it can.
It can get ugly. It's like Monopoly friendship ending ugly almost. Yeah, because at one point
not that far.
I mean, not quite. But the problem is if 2 people like each other at the table and then they start helping each other out, only you're like,
well, you can gang up, yeah.
I mean, I feel like I need to give out rubs or whatever.
You just feel ganged up upon because most everybody has as long as Anthony doesn't.
Yeah, I know, yeah.
That's a standing rule. If Anthony loses, we all win.
Yeah, so it's difficult for me sometimes. So that kind of gives me a little bit of love-hate. But
the only limitation that kind of came up with this version of the game was that it once you get to where you've got 10, I think it's 10, victory point, or 10 reputation, you win.
Oh, yeah. When you get close, nobody will help nobody.
When you get close, nobody will help you, and then
no
they're like,
and
it's like, so
I will say they have to smooth that out.
It can drag, but that's supposed to take care of this in the expansions, like especially when you when you have a favor early, and you call in the favor, you have to help.
Yeah.
So it's like, I'm 1 point away from winning this game, and nobody wants to do it. But you owe me, buddy.
Yeah.
And you're like, now I'm gonna win.
That's what gets you. Yeah, you're not wrong. Yeah, that is actually a cool little mechanic. I like that a lot. So yeah, definitely a good choice. Kind of a little surprised, also not a little surprised, but
no, I think about wanting to play this game all the time, and I have a job, and I have videos to edit, and I have
which you're gonna have to get. You guys start getting into this video. Get into this video right now.
Yeah, as soon as we're done with this, it's time to go not play Moonrakers
or Arnak. Or Marvel.
That's the whole point of this top 5 list: is games we wish we could drop everything and play right now.
Yes.
Well, we hope you guys enjoyed this top 5. There'll be more top 5 videos as we go along, and just we're gonna have fun topics and things like that we're gonna talk about. But these are games again that we definitely be loving instead of making these videos as we go to make more videos. But we hope you
We've got
enjoyed
2
it.
more we're gonna make tonight.
Oh yeah, 2 more we're gonna make tonight. So again, leave
I will
a,
not be in those. I will
Please
just be the
show your
snarky.
support.
You'll just be laughing from.
I'll be the snarky comments. from
Please
the
show your
side.
support for Miss Savannah to show up in more videos. She's awesome. She's
I'm
beautiful.
not.
And she needs to be in more videos just talking. So please leave a comment, guys. Anything you want to add would be super helpful, and we'd love to hear from you again.
Thank you, Misfit Finley, for helping us.
Thank
Thank you again for
you.
Miss Finney, and she will be doing more Pokemon unboxing. Her Pokemon unboxing, I think, went fairly well. She just got to buy more Pokemon.
You have something you want to say?
She wants to say something.
And now, Misfit Amanda will be back joining the peanut gallery.
Yes,
Yep.
in the corner. Yes, we will put her in the corner again,
Okay,
so
put
she
her in
can.
the corner
Yeah.
So she thinks.
So she thinks. Yes.
A whole new segment.
Oh boy. Yes. Stay tuned. There's going to be a lot more coming from us, guys. A lot of different stuff that we're working on, okay? So, again, thanks again for joining us here at Tabletop Misfits and Tabletop Misfits Studio.
Like
and
and
subscribe.
Like and subscribe, guys. And don't forget to game on!